What's up, everybody? The Destroyer here. Welcome back to another cast of the Rise of Witch King patch 2.2 version 6. Today we'll be looking at a 4v4 on a map called Tournament Bree, which is a custom map made by Silverbane, which I downloaded off the internet. It is not part of 2.02, but it is pretty cool nonetheless. I decided to give it a go. And, of course, I'm in this game, as that is me right there. Destroyer as the Men of the West. We'll start from me, I guess. Why not? Because I'm always most important. No, just kidding. Nemo there is Goblins, my ally. And then my next ally is Jornev, is Isengard. And the final player on our team is Fabi96, is Angmar. The opposing team, we have Hunter as Elves. We have Pepita as Men of the West. And the next player, McCo. Just call him Frank. Frank, is Mordor there, and we have the last player, but not beneath least, of course, is the Undead King, the master of the battering ram himself, as Mordor. Alright, so we got two Mordors, a Men of the West and an Elf versus a Men of the West Goblin and Isengard and Angmar. So our team's pretty varied. The other team has two Mordors in it. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm not going to spoil the game or anything. But this map does have something special. There's a town of Bree, obviously, in the middle, which is pretty cool. Very cool, in fact. But this building here is unique to this map specifically, as it is a inn and an outpost combined. It says capture to recruit in, special faction units, so you get the inn units as well. But it also gives you income per tick or whatever you want to call it, like an outpost does, but I believe it gives you more. So this is a very crucial building you want to hold in this map. It's also a very large map, as you'll notice. It's pretty big, but that doesn't make it... I like that, personally. Sometimes it's fun to have a big map. Sometimes it can be a little claustrophobic with 4v4s, but there's definitely room to roam here. Alright, so let's see what players are doing here. I am starting with Gondor Knights, so I'm going with cavalry starts. That might pay off, might not. We have... excuse me. Nemo going as Goblins, with Goblin Warriors there. So he'll be sending them out. I'm like fighting the urge to burp. There we go. We're good. Alright, we got Crossbowmen here from Jornev, so he'll be getting those out in the field. And we, of course, have Thrallmasters coming out from Fabi over here, who hasn't decided what he wanted yet or where to send them. Hunter has got himself one... Oh, he's actually already going for a second barracks. That's pretty quick. And as you see, his Lorien warriors that got sent in got absolutely wrecked by the Goblin warriors and the Gondor Knights there from us. He's going for Mithlond sentries galore there, so he can protect, of course, his Lorien archers, which is a good call. Definitely. And Pepita is going for Gondor Knights as well. And he also has a semi-forward barracks closer to Hunter's base there, so he can get his troops out there quickly. And he's also getting Rohan Spearmen. So they have quite a counter to my start there, as you would expect. I'm also throwing down a barracks because I do know that they are building pikes here. Because somebody used the vision power, I believe it was Jornev, since he's probably the only one that has it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he has the vision of the Palantir there. Let's see what's going on over here. Goblins have captured the inn in the center here. This, of course, is the, what is it called? The Prancing Pony. The Inn of the Prancing Pony, and that allows him to make Corsairs of Angmar, of course. That's the inn unit for Goblins in 2.02 version 6. I think these are mine. I think they're getting... I guess they're not getting wrecked. They're doing alright. I am the Cyan player, of course. Or teal, whatever. I call it Cyan. Call it what you will. Alright, let's go back to observing all players here. And let's see what this player here, Frank, is doing. He's got 3 orc pits. 2 of them building orc archers. Very nice. And it looks like Fabi is all up in Undead King's area already with Wolf Riders. That probably shut down his orc spam pretty quick. Although it looks like Undead has gone for Haradrim Lancers. That'll be pretty good as long as he can ignore these pikemen there. And it looks like Mordor has claimed the outpost for himself. He can get Corsairs of Angmar as well, apparently. So there you go. And Jornev will have to fight Frank here for the outpost. I guess I should be calling it an inn, shouldn't I? That's more accurate. Over here, me and Nemo are pushing in against Hunter here with his elves. And Hunter is setting up a bit of a forward formation, little forward spot here, so we can't break him and push him back. So if he gets wells and statues set up, like as you might expect he's trying to do, then we'll be in a bad spot, because of course camping elves can be difficult to get out once they dig in deep. I think the Easterlings dealt with those Wolf Riders pretty well. He's very close to losing this Erosion Palace though. That would be very unfortunate for Undead. Yeah, definitely might want to put it behind next time. I like to put my more expensive buildings behind the fort. Unless I'm Angmar, then I just put all my buildings behind my fort. But, I mean, when you have to upgrade this to level 3 just to get Haradrim Archers, you don't want this out in the front, definitely. As it can, if you lose it, it'll be a bit of a pain. Wow, he's actually going for a third barracks here. So Hunter's going to be able to put out a lot of troops. And we do have Spiderlings out here. Ooh, nice spear throw there from Eomer, who, of course, is now level 3 and belongs to Don Pepita and his Gondor Knights there accompanying him. And it looks like I'm going for Gondor soldiers and archers there, which, of course, not the best thing to counter Cav. I know, I was trying to get some pikes out immediately, but turns out by the time these guys popped out, they were all dead. And now I regret it. Or maybe not, because my ally has a lot of Spiderlings, which is keeping these Cav at bay. I also have a Cav unit myself, which is helping out. Also, Nemo is pushing over here with Goblin Warriors, facing the Cav on this side, and a few pikemen there. Not a few, just one. It looks like Jornev is once again taking the outpost there. This weird purple-white hand. He's not purple. Surely, okay, that turns to green. That was strange. Anyway, we got Wolf Riders and Dire Wolves here from Fabi 96 or 95, I forget. 96, okay. Pretty good combo there. Covers all the bases. He's got the counter for pikemen. He's got the counter for horses, and of course he's got counter for swordsmen in the way of Axlars. Pretty nice combo army there. So that should do fairly well. But yeah, as you see here, Hunter has dug in deep, and it's going to be very difficult for me to get him out of there. I do have a Faramir though on the field, and I'm trying to keep him safe with some Porcupine Formation Rohan Spearmen. Trying to level up my Faramir in the meantime. And down comes a Tom Bombadil to wreck my day. Although I do have 2 battalions of Gondor Knights there as well, which is nice. So there's a lot of pikes you gotta avoid. And it looks like someone has summoned some orcs here. Those would be Fabi 96s. Right on the archer line of Hunter. That is going to be a bit of a pain for him, definitely. And going to be a bit difficult to get out of there without losing anything. And there's all the black orcs dying, as you can hear very brutally. They have a very loud death sound. Black orcs and Haradrim Lancers. It's like Mordor has all the units that die, and they die loudly. They like to die and let you know. But it looks like Jornev is doing alright over here. Sending a lot of crossbows with some pikes over here to attack the base of Frank. Well, Don Pepita going for Cav still. He's got an archery range as well as his barracks there, pumping out guys. So they're throwing on a wall hub. As you can see, he has pretty far range. That, of course, is a thing from 2.02 version 6. If you weren't aware, you can build wall hubs pretty far now. That might even be the range of it. I'm not sure. But you can build farther away from your fort than last patch version. Now we're making an attempt to push forward. There's a lot of elves here. I don't think we quite have the forces yet, but Nemo has a good amount of spider riders. He's got 4 battalions of spider riders here in bow mode. Should be pretty good. And of course he can start trampling if the pikemen are gone, which is great. Spider riders are very versatile, very good units. I do like the spider rider quite a bit. Unfortunately, I don't have the pikes there in time, and my archers do get crushed. I have summoned hobbits using the Vial of Galadriel immediately, and changing all the hobbits into rock throw because they do much more damage that way. Somebody went with the old long shot there, or arrow volley, one of the two. Certainly wasn't me. I don't even think I got the power of a long shot in this game. I do have Boromir on the field. He's up to level 2 now. And it looks like Nemo is going into raid the lands of Hunter, who is now getting himself some Mirkwood archers, which is a bit nasty to deal with. Meanwhile, Jornev is moving through the center of the map over towards Hunter's base with a fair amount of Warg Riders and an army of pikes, wildmen, and berserkers. Very nice indeed. Good time to do it since Mordor isn't pushing him. Frank a little bit scared to leave his base apparently, and that'll give Jornev all the time he needs to go out and about and do what he wants. Meanwhile, we do have a Nazgul here, Fellbeast rather, being brought out to face the Wrath of Angmar, who has quite a few axe throwers here, and Dark Rangers as well. It's a lot. Hunter placing a beacon showing he's under attack. He needs the help of course, the Mordor player who's supposed to keep Jornev busy. And now he is hurting because he is not. Although he has sent a Kabul over here to help deal with him, so that's good. Will definitely help things out. And that fear definitely probably saved this base from losing anything, as they will die fairly quickly. Warg Riders aren't the tankiest of units, but his units will do a decent amount of damage in the meantime. And once Mordor gets over here, they should be perfectly fine. Of course, we still can't break through here. I've been trying for a while. Boromir, Faramir, and a bunch of pikes with a goblin army in tow. We're going to make an attempt here to break through the center. There we go, using my wounding arrow. Not doing a whole lot. But I do have Faramir's leadership, which is good because I don't have Boromir's. And Eagle Summon has been summoned, and that will probably be very bad for us, as you might expect. Eagle Summon, pretty powerful if you don't have the counter for it, which would be a decent amount of archers. It looks like one of the Nazgul's Kumul has landed there. Also, Undead King going for Drummer Trolls, and Black Orcs and Orc Archers, as well as Harajim Lancers. Pretty varied army, and he is going for his, of course, special, the Battering Rams. So we'll see if that works out for him or not. He will have to go through a lot of Angmar hordes to get there, though, with those Battering Rams, so only time will tell if that works out for him. And as you see, that Eagle Summon definitely helped him out. It's pushed us back quite badly. And now we don't really have a good amount of troops to hold off the advancing forces of Mordor, the Elves, and possibly, yep, there's some men in the west there as well. So we are in a bit of trouble. And my base could be in very big danger here very shortly. I believe at this point I bought boiling oil. Not sure. I believe I tends to be my freak out mechanism. Like, oh god, I'm about to be assaulted, I better buy boiling oil. And sometimes it actually works out. But yes, Jornev has sent an army to aid us. So the Isengard forces are on the way. He's also got alerts in the back there. Up to level 1. Up to level 1. He starts at level 1. So I guess that's not up to anything, is it? Yeah, it looks like some Angmar archers going to try and intercept Kumul here. If they do have the ice arrow upgrade, they actually don't do much damage to the Nazguls. Nazguls have ice ice arrow resistance, which is kind of annoying. They're weak to fire, but they're resistant to ice, which I think is stupid, but you know, that's just how the game works with its ice fire mechanics. Also, I learned recently that Avalanche kills Balrog, so there you go. There's another ice fire mechanic thing, if you weren't aware of that. Spider Rider's getting a nice trample there, though. Killing those orcs with ease. And yeah, I did get boiling oil. I knew it. But yeah, my economy hasn't been good this game. I know that for a fact. I was running on very few farms. And my allies were sending me a lot of money at times there, keeping me going. Because I certainly wasn't able to do so very well. It looks like Undead King is pushing forward south here. with his Kamul here leading the way as drummer troll. Fabi's got himself some troll stone throwers as well as a bunch of thralls. He's doing a good job keeping up his thrall spam. Very commendable. Of course, orc archers without fire arrows are going to do absolutely, basically nothing to a catapult. So that's unfortunate. Sounds like we got orcs on here as well. From Fabi there, nice. And now we're making another big push, trying to push forward. Isengard troops actually have heavy armor now, so they'll be much more resistant to the attacks of the enemies. Hunter and Dom Pepita, and even Frank over here trying to break us, trying to keep us back. A worm summon has been summoned there by Nemo, very nice. I'm also using my long shots there with my Athelian Rangers that I've got. They just kill a few orcs, which is pretty nice. And now it looks like we have broken finally this little choke point where the elves have been camping for quite a while, which is good. That will allow us passage into their base and of course make my base a little bit safer in the meantime. Got some Corsairs, the fire bombs here. Doing pretty good damage actually. Fire bombs are pretty good. Ooh, nice. Looks like we have Saruman out here. Of course belongs to Jornev, as he is the only Isengard player. Needs to be a little bit careful though. He has been cripple struck. Or I guess he's not been cripple struck, he's been Morgul Blade. Morgul Bladed? Yeah. The worm has moved up here and is beginning to do more damage. I've summoned hobbits once again. Immediately turning him into rock throw and turning him on the Noldor warriors there that Hunter has brought out in the field. Noldor warriors are quite devastating. We have an enemy Boromir here. Dom Pepita's Boromir up to level 4. Of course, level 5 he gets leadership, which will be nice for him. And something that I'm never shocked to see from Hunter is an Arwen. If you ever play against Hunter, you can pretty much guarantee if he's elves, he will get Arwen every time. But Arwen is not bad if you can keep her alive. She died like a pansy there, but once you level her up and get her flood going and stuff, she is quite a monster. Plus she has the Athelas is really good too as well. And she's just good for going around and like attacking farms and stuff. As she's quick. And she still does hero damage, which is usually higher than a battalion of like swords or something. We've got more Noldors out in the field. And we got Dom Pepita's Rohirrim here, facing off against me and Nemo's armies. Nemo has a giant, which is good, of course. Trying to take down this elven barracks that's producing the Mirkwoods. It's definitely what you want to get gone. Unfortunately, the Rohirrim are just destroying my army here. I've summoned Rohirrim myself, looks like, and I've also brought a lot more Athelian Rangers, which I'm pulling back because, of course, I don't have enough guys to defend them. And the giant's going to hold off the Rohirrim so we can make our escape. I will also note this game was a little bit laggy. The frame rate was not great in this game, but you know, we persevered, we made it through. We had ourselves a good game. At least it's not really noticeable in the replay. You don't see the lag, that's nice. Sometimes you do see the replay lag. If it's like really bad, I guess. Looks like Undead King's battering ram strategy not working out so well since Angmar and Isengard are keeping him contained here. He's unable to amass mass amounts of battering rams and go for the kill. If you get 10 battering rams up to a base, they can be pretty much unstoppable. So they're doing well keeping that out. And I've also gone for siege, building myself a siege work and do trebuchet. Looks like Isengard has himself fuel the fires as well as lumber mill in my base area. And now we push forward once again. Hunter's still putting up a good defense with the help of Dom Pepita there and his Boromir. Nice pick up on the builder. Managed to slaughter that with the Goblins Spider Riders. Spider Riders got frozen there by Boromir though. They're going to be starting to take a lot of casualties. I do have a well over here to heal up our Spider Riders and our Gondor Knights and whatever we want to heal up, of course. Always good to make sure you build a healing structure of some kind for your allies, as I say many a time. Seems Angmar is doing fairly well against Mordor here. He's got a catapult starting to siege the fort out, and Undead King is in a bit of trouble. I'd say Frank definitely needs to send anything and everything he has over there immediately. or else his ally will fall, and that would be very bad, of course, for the northern team. I have a lot of archers and no pikes. It's gonna hurt. Oh, God, it hurts to watch. Look at all those +7s. That is something I tend to do a lot, is keep my archers undefended. I attack move a lot, and my archers get left in the back. It's really not the best way to do things, but when you're a scrub like me, it's just how you roll, I guess. I'm also throwing a tower up right here, as you see there. Trying to create my own little choke point like the elves did earlier to keep them back. We do have Angmar up to level 10 here. Very nice indeed. This giant is going to fall, unfortunately. Let's go back up here. Saruman's still alive. Kicking ass and taking names. Very nice indeed. And the fort has taken a bit of damage now. The trebuchet is still there. The troll stone throwers, of course. There's 3 of them now. That is not going to bode well for the Undead King, is it not? Kamul is up to level 2 now. You should probably send Kamul after these here. I realize he'd have to fly through these guys, but there's only 1 battalion of archers. I think it'd be worth stopping these, because this isn't going to do you much good if your ally's dead. So definitely, I would risk your fell beast in that situation to try and get rid of those. We got fire drake broods out for Nemo there, which would be good for countering the cav. They can catch them fairly well. They do very good damage, as you see there, absolutely destroying them. Although they are getting bursted down by the Noldors and Legolas. Legolas, the princeling, the asshole. And down Pepita's base, looking fairly safe. It's very secluded out of the way. It looks like he does have a dormitory expansion with a battalion of Ithilians in there, and he also has the marketplace, which is nice, giving him a boost to his economy. Mordor is back on the field. He's up to level 3. Still don't have leadership for him. I think Faramir died, and I probably never revived him. So I don't have leadership at the current moment, but I am buffed at least. Oh yes, I remember that sound. My base getting wrecked by flood and eagles. Unfortunate series of events here. So my base might go down. The flood took out my archery range. It took out one of my barracks, and maybe even a farm as well. And my base is just about to go down. Oh my god. That is close. I had rebuild just the nick of time. I was very lucky. And now we should be able to defend against the eagle, and my base should be safe for now. And we do have this little choke point here, which I believe I do have some archers in that tower. Yes, I do indeed. And Undead King's fortress has fallen now at this point in the game. I'm just out of curiosity, how much does this tick for? I don't know how long I have to watch it for it ticks. It gives you 50 per tick. It's pretty good. I thought it was like 250, but apparently it's just 50. 50 is pretty nice, though. I guess it's the same as an outpost, isn't it? But yeah, outpost and in combined is pretty cool. I'd like to see that on more maps, personally. I think Silver Bay made a cool decision on that one, making that little unique building. Also looks pretty cool as well. I like the building design. We got 2 battalions of Noldors. Look at the range on Noldor warriors. It's insane. Too bad they can't be trampled, but I guess that's probably for the best. They'd be very underpowered if they could be trampled. But them and Legolas doing fairly well. Does this work on Noldor warriors? Train archers? I don't actually know. It's like I have some Tom Bombadil on the Noldor warriors though, trying to get them to get away from my stop killing my men. And I think they might have the force enough to push forward through my tower here. But on the plus side is, it looks like Undead King has pretty much lost everything here. Mabby's now starting to move in. The corpse is still fresh, and the mill will be built over it. And now they will move in on Frank's base. Where's Undead King? I don't think he's dead yet. What color was he anyway? He's green. Meaning he still has a building here? No, those are laborers. He has something somewhere. Ah, there it is. I can't see that on the minimap at all. Whatever. But now, it looks like Fabi and Jornev are free to move in on Franco's base. Franco? Did I call him Franco? Frank. He can be Franco for today, why not? I'm sure he's been called Franco in his life, maybe. Now, the Mordor siege begins. The second Mordor siege, I should say. Barrage going down on the army of Jornev, though. That's pretty brutal. That's not going to leave too many survivors. And the catapults are doing massive work against these, look at this. Look how little the amount of damage these guys do with their ice arrow upgrades. You actually nerf your damage against these, I believe, when you do equip them. So it's almost kind of worth not giving ice arrows to your guys if you know you're going to be up against a Mordor. But at the same time, it's good against everything else, so you got to weigh your advantages accordingly, I guess. I'd say it's probably still worth it to give them ice arrows, even if it's just bad against one unit. It's good against everything else. Especially if they get a Balrog summon. If they get a Balrog summon, those rangers will take a Balrog down very quickly with the ice arrows. And we have lots of Elven heroes, lots of Men of the West heroes here. Even a Mordor hero. Legolas using his arrow in there. It's a very devastating move. And now me and Nemo are having a bit of issue holding him off, as there's just a lot of heroes to deal with. Dumb Pepita and Hunter like to build their heroes. And I don't blame them, because hero spam is quite effective. Although annoying to deal with, as you would expect. And he's also got Mirkwoods and Athelian support as well. And look at, they're just tearing through my Athelian Rangers. My Aragorn out in the field here. Not going to have much of a chance. Do manage to get a heal off on him, though, at least. These giants trying to bring down the Rangers. Looks like Arwen's taking a bit of damage there as well. They really want my Aragorn dead. But I believe I do get him away there. Just barely. And the Glorfindel is going to chase, but he's not going to quite make it, I don't think. He's taking a lot of damage from the arrow tires also. So even by the time he gets there, Aragorn probably could one-shot him. Unfortunately, though, Mouth of Sauron does show up and kill Aragorn, so that was a bit unfortunate. I do have a marketplace, though, as you see there. I'm benefiting from that. Just grab that down there. And it looks like the base of Frank is all but destroyed, except for his fortress. That's a lot of Black Numenorians. Jeez. Not much of a diverse army, but it is a strong army. Very cool indeed. So he'll begin moving in shortly, I'd imagine. It looks like Jornev going for a big attack on Hunter's Fort and actually managed to take it down. Undead King has been defeated now. I'm definitely feeling the lag in the replay at this point. But now Jornev and me and Nemo and everybody else on our team are going to begin moving in to swoop in for the kill here. I don't think anyone got any to 25-point powers yet. Jornev got the Watcher. He's very close. Oh, that's right. He did actually get his 25 at the very end. So we'll get to see that at least. Ooh. Saruman has a Thunderbolt ability. Very nice. Unless that's the Witch King's Hour of Witch King. I don't think so. Yeah. We have Blight. I missed the Blights, but there was a few big Blights there thrown down by Fabi that really saved our asses a few times. But yeah, soon enough we will see a Dragon Strike on the base of Dumb Pepita for sure, as he does have it. And if you got it, you might as well flaunt it, right? I think so. Frank's base still up here. Actually, Frank's gone. That's right, he's left the game, leaving his base to Pepita. Pepita being the only remaining player on the opposing team now. There's the Dragon Strike Dragon. There's Drogoth Dragon. So many dragons, so little time. And now we get to witness death. Awesome. I love Dragon Strike. It's a cool power. I just hate when the dragon dies. The dragon's fairly tanky though. It doesn't tend to have him. But the rebuild going down does save a lot of damage from happening. Looks like arrow volley going down, or long shot, one of the two. He does have boiling oil as well. That does kill a lot of my Rohan spearmen. Of course, we just have an overwhelming amount of troops. And down goes this fortress. And yeah, that'll pretty much be it. I think this will be over. And there you go. So yeah, nice little cast on the new map. Well, it's not new. It's new to me. I'm pretty sure Tournament Bree is an old map. I just recently found. But I figured I wanted to do a cast on that map, so I'm glad we had a pretty decent game on that one. And I hope you guys enjoyed that one as well. So, I will see you guys in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King Patch 2.2 version 6. See you all next time.